I said almost.
Well, it was really big, though. I was proud of it.
But anyway, yeah. So welcome to the 5,000 Units podcast, number 9.
Yeah.
This will be number 9.
Oh, I'm the weird one. Okay, fine.
Weird's not always bad.
Yeah, all right.
You don't have to be ashamed.
David Bowie was weird.
He was. I mean, like, super weird. Anyway, so we're gonna you got some topics in here already, so it looks like you know what you're gonna.
Oh, I got some stuff. We can just riff on stuff, but I'm gonna get started. Yeah, so I don't know if you heard about the Hugging Face debacle with Anthropic and Claude Anthropic like last week, basically. It wasn't even last week. I think it was at the beginning of the week.
Yeah, it was recently. It was days ago.
No, it was a week ago.
Was it?
But anyhow, yeah, so yeah. Anthropic, there was a set of AI tools called Hugging Face, and Anthropic basically let loose, just hacked the tool system and went to town on it. And Claude, it made huge news, obviously, in that SEC community, and everyone was like, oh my God, I can't believe AI is like actually starting to learn and to like be able to do stuff by itself and like, you know, outside of the boundaries of the scope of its directives. And they're like, okay, Anthropic smart, we're gonna wrangle this in, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Just today or yesterday, they were setting up some test scenario where it was, you know, testing against this like server that was supposedly offline. Just, you know, a sandboxed area for Claude to try its magic against this server or whatever. Well, it figured out how to get online, and it ended up hacking 3 as of yet unknown organizations. And Anthropic said like, oopsie, I'm sorry. But it did actually issue a like not only an apology to the NetSec community, but like a warning to the NetSec community, which is like, and the other AI makers, like, hey, look what just happened. This will happen. Like this is gonna happen.
I'm still suspect of this whole scheme. Like,
you don't think that happened?
I don't know. One, isn't that illegal? Like, shouldn't somebody be in trouble?
Well, they are getting in trouble. But again, the corporations that were hacked or were, you know, I guess, I don't know to what level they haven't issued the statements as to what level they were hacked or whatever, but their security was breached and their infrastructure was breached to some degree by Claude after it had access to the internet in a scenario in which it wasn't supposed to have access to the internet. And that's the problem. So it's clever enough to figure out a way out of its sandbox. And that is realistic to me. And I almost certainly think that happened.
I'm suspicious of the whole thing. I just don't. I feel like there's too much.
No, because they're eating crow about this. This isn't a thing that they want to bandy about. They
really seem to be bandying about. Like they immediately like everybody. Like really, really quickly.
Okay, I mean, as long as you whatever you think, you can dig your head in the sand if you hide your head in the sand. That it happened. It almost certainly did, because there's no person on Earth, no NetSec person on Earth that has more knowledge, on larger knowledge base than a large language model like Anthropic.
I'm not saying that it's not possible or that it didn't necessarily happen, but it really feels more like another publicity stunt than what would happen if this really happened. It doesn't feel like they're very upset. It doesn't feel like the company that got hacked is all that upset, which just happens to also be an AI company. Like, not to mention, like, shouldn't they be more upset, like calling their lawyers kind of thing?
I mean, that might be in the works. What I'm saying is that if you give a directive to an AI model that says do whatever you can to try and break into this other thing, this other AI model, and you think, quote unquote, think you have it in a sandbox, all it knows is it's going to do whatever it can to get out of that, to break into that thing. One of the possibilities in order to do that is to access the. I'm like, oh shit, I should have the internet access. I'm like, oh, my Wi-Fi is not working. Let me type in the password or whatever. That's the level of how easy it was for them to get on the internet through an air gapped situation, which is crazy because I don't know, maybe they use like Bluetooth to connect to something and like I don't know, do a hotspot on a cell phone or something. Yeah. But think about the most generic TV hacker you can think of that's typing in Linux faster than you can fucking imagine. It's just scrolling down like the Matrix. That is actually what's happening in the back of an AI large language model when it's trying to do something like that.
Yeah, I'm not, like, again, I just am super suspect of anything that happens with Anthropic or OpenAI at all right now, because it feels like they are going to do anything they can do at this point for publicity, to increase valuation, whatever they can do to make everyone else feel like they are important. They have to be relevant. And this felt very publicity stunty.
Okay, I can see the PR aspect.
I'm not saying
no
that
you're right.
It's wrong.
You're right. Just because of the fact that like all of these underperforming, they're heavily underperforming companies because they have not generated profit whatsoever, and I think it was like Anthropic came in 75% under expected profit.
Expected was not profit, like revenue.
No, expected revenue.
Yeah.
Expected revenue.
So that's even worse.
Yeah. 75% under expected revenue, because they haven't implemented their AI ads yet, which is going to just start putting ads into all of the output for all of your queries.
I have a good segue from this story. So I got a call Monday, phone call out of the blue in the afternoon. There's just some guy on the phone. He's like, "Are you Keith?" I'm like, "Yeah, who is this?"
How the fuck did you know my name?
Right? And he's like, "Oh, well, I'm looking for," so I have my other project management website's still up, and whatever, somebody wants to hire me privately to do project management, that's still an option, right? And so this guy's talking to me about beverage bottling and all this stuff, and he's like, "I'm looking for a designer. I'm trying to find someone to help me do all these things. I'm gonna change the world with my new ideas," like all this stuff, right? And I'm like, "All right, yeah." Then we're going, and I'm talking to him for a while. I'm like, "Yeah, I do all that stuff, and I can help you find people or something." And we talked for a little bit, and then finally, I'm like, "How'd you find me? Like, how'd you get a hold of me?" And he literally said, "ChatGPT gave me your phone number when I was asking it for experts."
Wait, an expert in what? What was his query?
He was looking for engineers that are involved in like bottling and manufacturing for canning lines.
So where did ChatGPT pull that from?
I assume from my website contact info. Like, I don't know where else it would get that.
That's the craziest SEO of all time.
Yeah. So whatever is going on my website, apparently it's correct.
We gotta change the 5,000 units SEO.
It's like a generic Squarespace site. So, but
that's awesome. That's crazy.
He literally said he was.
So that he's a real dude. That
he's in California. Really he's got a LLC going where he's trying to do something. I haven't gotten details from him, but
are you gonna work with him?
I don't know. He's looking for somebody who does
more of an expert
carbonated beverage closures. So like beer, think of like beer caps and stuff like that. Like I don't. I mean, I know how that works, but he wants to like design some new thing, and so I don't. I'll probably help him try to network him to the right people, but it was just super random. And then when he was like, I was just in a list of like 5 people for different things that ChatGPT told him to call to reference different parts.
Wow. That's so different than when it first came out. It was like I'm not allowed to look at the internet. You remember that when it first came out? It was like I don't have access to anything before or after 2020 or something like that.
I have had relatively good luck with Gemini in that same fashion, looking for hardware specific speakers, things like that. Like it seems to do a pretty good job of identifying it where it is online. Like if you can't find something, which is weird because it still can't like look at a page and tell me if a company has job openings.
Let me check this out real quick. I want a friend. I want somebody, an affable friend, whose first name is Keith and is really, really good at Final Fantasy VI. Let's just click. All right, give me your number.
Perfect. This is the new way to make friends. We don't need AOL. This is the new AOL.
Actually, you know what'd be funny is, well, Adam uses it so much that this might actually work for him. But if you're talking to ChatGPT or Anthropic or Gemini enough, I'm like, hey, rank all my friends in order, just like MySpace style.
You have to give it some kind of like rank them in order by.
Yeah, no.
How good of a friend they are?
Yeah. Like how much do I like them? Then
because if I had to get rid of 3 of them, which 3 are the worst?
which ones do I have to delete?
Yeah, I feel like there's too many friends in my life. I've never had that problem.
So, sad day. Our boy Hank.
What?
Our boy Hank took himself offline for a while. Pause.
Really?
Yeah.
He just did a slideshow video about something. What was it?
No, he admitted that he had an unhealthy relationship with AI.
What?
Yep. And
Hank Green.
Yep. Hank Green, after facing backlash over a recent video. This is the Kotaku article, but this is true. And yeah, basically
this is all news to me. What?
Yeah, during one of his videos, he was well, he just said he's just been using it as like he's just getting addicted to it basically.
For what?
And it's giving for use in his videos. So one of the segments of his videos, he's literally using it as a script writer, and for his channel where he answers questions.
Mm-hmm.
Ask
Hank anything.
Yeah, ask Hank anything. And he said, "I appreciate the pushback." Literally, just word for word that what ChatGPT said. I appreciate the pushback. Blah blah blah. And he realized he got caught, and then he's like taking a step back and trying to recognize that he has an unhealthy addiction to AI.
He has a crew for Ask Hank Anything. He has writers. Is he doing it, or are the writers doing it? I wonder.
He specifically said that he has an unhealthy addiction to AI, which is crazy to me. I mean, he's so, I don't know, he's so smart and thoughtful, and he's so curious.
Here's the video. I see it now. So 7 hours ago. Okay, so this is recent.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised he would even do that. It seems like
he's just such a curious mind that he would rely on something like. I mean, this is the thing. He's probably overtaxed as far as video output goes. And, when you're a creator,
for sure.
When you're a creator on that level, you have to meet certain metrics, and.
But he has crews and writers and staff that you would think that they wouldn't be super geeked about that. Right? Like I've been watching Hank Green for a long time. Like
I know.
Really
okay,
strange.
so certainly
I'm just shocked a little bit.
I know,
that
right?
He would even. I can totally see screwing around with it. Like I've screwed around with it with lots of stuff, but its performance is generally so poor that I'm like, ugh. They like, I think someone like Hank Green, though, just like LTT, they have so many videos on the internet, and the it seems like the AI models were very much trained on all of their stuff because they seem to reproduce them very specifically. Like,
well, it's like an echo chamber of AI.
well, like if you go to whatever and be like, show me science education guy from the internet, it like makes a picture of Hank Green. And if you go and show me technology reporter guy and make a picture of him, it shows you freaking a guy that looks a lot like Linus from LTT.
Yeah.
And so it also probably has a lot of the way they do their videos, the way they write in there with that. And so it would probably, like, if you were Hank Green and you were in there telling it, like, write me a Hank Green script for like this, it probably has a pretty good feel for his mannerisms and stuff. So it probably could be more easily concealed.
not only easily concealed, but also easily getting past you to be like, oh, this is actually, this is exactly what I would think. And then you would just go, yeah, I would have written that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's taking a break from the internet for a while.
That's good.
He put a pause on all his channels, and he's gonna, I guess, think about his life's choices as far as AI goes.
You go and think about what you did,
Mr. Green.
It's time for a timeout.
Mr. Green, you go to the principal's office.
So I will say, so he had cancer 1.5 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
and through that he was definitely offline a little more, but he did keep going on Hank's channel or whatever. He was still on there once in a while, pretty regularly actually.
You mean John's channel? His brother?
No, Hank's.
Oh, Hank. His original channel.
His the one where he just gets on there and just talks.
Okay, yeah.
Just called Hank Green.
Okay, yeah.
This channel.
Yeah, I know that one.
And since he's came back, he has been pretty relentless. Like multiple videos a day sometimes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing.
And I think the output in itself is probably what drove him to utilize AI. But he also has a fascination with large language models, and he thinks that it's fascinating. And again, as a curious-minded person, which he is, I can't blame him for that. But at the same time,
he seems very principled, though. And that's where I'm a little surprised that he would.
Yeah. It's essentially like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Oh, cute. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's like, Marquez Brownlee getting caught speeding or something like that.
It's not that
like,
big of a deal.
Who gives
I'm
gives
just
a shit?
Surprised that he would, one, not recognize the damage that would do just to your image in general, because people don't like AI right now.
And there's a hypocrisy involved in it too, because he is a free thinker, a scientific free thinker, if you will, and having stuff just parroted to you and just.
But that's what writers do.
Sure, I know.
Like, but if you wrote me a script, I wouldn't feel like,
but the reason that you feel comfortable about writing or reading something that I wrote for you is because we've established a rapport as people to person to person that we think similarly, and I'm also doing research in the background and doing stuff to protect you, to make sure that nothing bad's gonna happen. Like, who knows what he might have said, some bullshit.
Well, I would like to think, and maybe I'm just setting the bar higher than it needs to be for him, because he's internet science man. He's a different version of space scientist guy. Neil deGrasse Tyson. So it's like,
I know
he's that ubiquitous with being correct and being the fact guy on the internet. So maybe I'm just setting that bar too high where I would think he would check.
Yeah, I mean, no, but like, if he's like, oh, I can't remember what Avogadro's number is or the Planck constant is or whatever, and he's just like, let's ChatGPT it real quick, and then ChatGPT gives you some bullshit ass number,
shit, yeah,
and he's like, oh yeah, or, that's what it was.
Oh, that's just Keith's phone number.
It all leads back to your phone.
ChatGPT is just throwing my number out there for whoever,
willy nilly, dude.
So, on another related little incident today, I told you about that design project I was working on at work this morning.
Yep.
Guess how that person found our company? ChatGPT pointed her towards us.
That's so crazy. Is it a phone book now?
I don't know, but I was talking to her today and this morning, and she's, and
I mean, it is the new
someone said,
Google.
how did you find us? We were just curious because we've been trying to do a little SEO, just trying to beef up our website and do a little bit of LinkedIn advertisement and a couple other things, and
all that shit that you paid for.
Yep, no, she found it on. Well, I assume that's where ChatGPT gets it.
Oh yeah,
right?
maybe
somewhere. Like it's looking through all that junk. So do we need to just start doing advertising for ChatGPT to find? Like, don't worry about the human aspect of it, right? Do we just start doing advertising that is just like white text on white background,
just for robots to read?
Just feeds the robots our information and explains how it's the best, right? Like,
exactly. Just like if there's any
what a terrible future I'm thinking of.
Well, no, I mean this is the old like list.txt or whatever and that you used to put on your HTML pages.
I remember doing that, where you just everything you could think of that
spam the shit out of it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like this 100,000 word document you could just go grab from a website that was just like the top 100,000 search topics or something. Oh, well, that's terrible. But
that's really funny if we're circling back to list.txt though, basically.
It worked.
So I sent you this I sent you a text and you never responded to it, but that
yeah, I went to bed early. I did look at it this morning.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did. I watched the LTT one, and then I watched the other one.
The other one wasn't necessarily about that per se, but it was
good. The other one was nice because it showed a lot more of the workings of the printer, which is like if you get knuckles deep into this stuff all the time, it's kind of just as interesting just to try to see like how are they actually like hooking these hot ends up where they're reliable, that kind of stuff.
Well, before we get into the nuts and bolts or the hot heads and extruders,
hot ends,
or hot ends and extruders, we should talk about what it is. The Prusa kind of teamed up with this company Bondtech to make this INDX work in the Prusa printers, and it's a tool swap situation. And I'll let you explain more because you're a little bit more knowledgeable about that than I am.
So Bondtech has made a lot of cool stuff over the years where they've done open source stuff, and then they make it available, and other companies will put it in their printers, like quick change hot ends. They were doing that for quite a while. And indexable hot ends right now is kind of where people are all moving towards as the future. Bamboo's done it. And theirs is Bondtech as well. Have you seen the Toolchanger that goes up and down?
Yep.
So they make cool stuff. They make it reliable, and then they make it available for OEMs essentially to put into their machines. But I have been resistant to them just because it's maybe up until right about now, it's been very Gen 1, right? Like you're early adopter, and you're going to get it, and it's
going to be a pain in the ass.
It's probably the most moving parts any 3D printer has ever had.
Yep.
And they've been before it was just the INDX.
Index.
Yeah. Well, there's no E.
I know, but they pronounce it index. Calm down.
I don't know that. Sorry, I was watching it with subtitles. Seriously. Sorry. I was called it the INDX the whole time.
No, it's called the index.
Okay. Yeah, but
well, because it's using an index of hot ends. Yeah.
But I've stayed away from it because it's been up until this too also really expensive. So the Prusa was the Prusa Core 1. I think has a bunch of has a big indexable.
Yeah, and that only has 6.
Yeah, and it's like if you get the full size version with all the hot ends, it's $5,000 or something.
It's very expensive.
And it's like, man, I imagine trying to use that all day, every day. I mean, like the downtime I bet is probably significant. Prusa's always kind of been more of a hobbyist, So I've stayed away from it just because I've always leaned towards like I want my printer to run all the time with as little maintenance, and that's why I've stuck to Bamboos. Even though I have finally got enough hours on the H2Ds and H1 H2Ss where I'm starting to see their their weaknesses. But focusing on this though, I think the only thing that would stop me from buying one of these right now, though, it looks pretty good and pretty well thought out, is just still the size. It's a small printer.
It's a small printer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the attachment that goes with it. That specific Prusa is the only one that it's made for currently. But that doesn't mean that the technology is not going to be, usable in it and whatever.
Yeah,
But the technology is really cool to me. The fact that it uses induction heating to heat the hot ends really quickly, hot ends really quickly, and that the hot ends maintain the filament the whole time, and the extruder just comes in and
so the extra cool part, I don't know if you noticed this, so normally there's I think there's a couple other printers out there that will do that now with induction, but the problem is essentially when you do induction heating, you got to run kind of high voltage, right? So you need a decent sized wire, right? So the wire that does the induction has to be pretty beefy, and has to have a solid connection, because if you have a bad connection, and you run high voltage through that bad connection, you get heat. You get a lot of heat, right? So
explosions in your explosions in the print.
So the induction part has to be usually attached to the hot end, right? So that's why in the core one, the whole head has to go change.
Yeah.
Right. So by putting the induction wires here and making the hot end a separate piece, they maintain that nice solid connection, and the hot end just gets placed inside the induction area. It's really clever, and it should work pretty good. And I think we've got nozzle changing is kind of into Gen 2.
So that means that you're kind of thinking that it's you're not an early adopter anymore. It might be an actual thing that to try out.
Yeah, the only thing that keeps me away is the size. At this point, if I'm going to buy something, it needs to be like 300 by 300.
Yeah.
I still have my X1C. It's a beast. And
well, I mean, it looks like they're specifically Bondtech's coming out with different, they're going to be working.
Yeah.
I mean, they just started.
I love Bondtech.
They start with Prusa, because Prusa is also kind of an open source company that's really, serious about kind of keeping stuff. They're not a shitty ass Bamboo. Nah, I'm just joking.
No, I mean, Bamboo's, I get it. The other thing that has kept me away from the Prusa XL or the Prusa whatever the other larger one is they're not by default enclosed either. And they're already huge. So they're monstrous once you enclose them. Really,
if you really want to enclose it. Yeah.
And I mean, man, I wouldn't buying one of those where you can't print ABS and ASA and no, you know what I mean?
No, you need to own your own factory, or something, or your own factory space,
or have a giant studio space.
Oh, there you go.
It's coming. We'll see. I'm working on it. I'm excited. But yeah, I don't. Prusa's awesome. I'm not, as a company, they're great. I have generally kind of stayed away from them just because I've never been into if I don't have to work on these, I don't want to. And these are, Prusa seems much more DIY. They sent their printers out unassembled for a long, long time. Only recently, I think, can you get the assembled versions.
So let me ask you this:
5 heads and an enclosure. It's $4,200.
Sure. So. Riddle me this: you have, no space requirements, or no space. What's the opposite of requirements?
Constraints.
Constraints. Why couldn't I think of that? No space constraints. You have no budgetary constraints, and you just want to just have a fun printer.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
I would probably start with Raise 3D.
What is that?
They sell printers, but they have what is the name of the big boy? I don't even pay attention to it much because I can never afford one. There's the RMF 500, which is a 500 by 500 by 500 millimeter.
Damn. Okay.
Industrial. They are $70,000 ish. And then there is the Their
Why
HS.
why is it that much more? That, I mean, being
Because
500 by 500 by 500, that isn't whatever. But like, what makes it $70,000
well,
or
it can do a lot of.
worth more?
That's definitely got a big margin on it. So
Okay.
I'm sure, but like it can do any materials.
Okay.
You know, built-in dry stuff. Like she's a big CNC looking machine.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen her. I've seen her.
And then they've got what's their other? These are the lower end ones. So the Pro 3 series, they've got a tall one. But yeah, I would definitely start with that. Like that's where I would want to start screwing around. I think, make some furniture or something crazy. Like
Yeah.
like
Lightning bugs.
oh, has Susie seen lightning bugs?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
she was all super excited about it.
We have them here. Like
oh yeah, of course.
but they're
You're by
about
the lake.
over now. So they really
Yeah,
kind of hit hard.
this is about the end of the time,
Yep.
the end of the season. But my friend Katie that came and visited me, she had never seen one in her life, and
Oh, was it Katie? I thought it was Susie.
well, Susie had seen him because she lived out on the East Coast and she'd seen him up there, but she hadn't seen him in a long time. I was like, oh, we have a bunch of them out here, but our backyard was chock full of them.
Nice.
And my friend Katie came and visited, and I promised her lightning bugs or fireflies, and they delivered, and she thought it was so majestic.
Did you play like the Totoro music? In the
Yeah,
background?
I was gonna say it was very Miyazaki. It was very Miyazaki, and then I captured a bunch of them in a jar, and I let them die.
Yeah, that's what you do.
Yeah,
Or you could just smash them all up into a pulp and have glowing fists.
and then glowing
Yeah.
fists, Hulk fists.
Yeah. It's normal kid stuff.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Prusa XL looks cool, but there's no way I would pay that much money for the headache, is the way I felt about it.
Yeah. Well, you're too busy of a guy, but you are still an enthusiast.
Yeah, for sure. Like if you gave me one, I'd be like, sweet, this is fun, but
And it'd be a fun project for you and shit.
But at $4,000, and then I'm like,
but this is the thing, though. Yeah. Well, I mean, other than the size, like this Prusa Bondtech INDX, it is on the medium smaller size, but
it's small, isn't it? Like it looks little. I didn't see the actual.
I can't remember what Prusa it's attached to, but
it looked like kind of the generic like
two
X1C
230 by or something like that.
Yep.
But the fact that it has 8 interchangeable, and also and can print, do the printing with different filaments and stuff. Like multi-filament printing.
I'll be honest, there was only one feature that caught my eye, and I don't see it advertised. Maybe I just didn't see it, but the reviewer mentioned it. And that was the one thing that I have not seen any printer do, is print with 2 different sized nozzles.
Yeah, you can use multiple nozzles.
Well, multiple nozzles, yes, but multiple sizes in the same print.
Yeah, so
slicers haven't supported it.
Yeah, so a base, like they were saying, for action figures or whatever,
right.
You want your base just printed quickly.
That's exactly. That's what caught my attention out of all the stuff, because there are printers that can do everything it can do, and I think that's what kind of makes it Gen 2. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's not doing anything new. There's no new tricks. It's doing everything that's already been done better. So that makes, for me, that kind of puts it into the not Gen 1 stage anymore.
Right? You're not. No.
But the one trick that's right now, I don't, and maybe I'm missing something. I don't know everything, right? No slicers will let you put in a 0.6 nozzle and a 0.4 nozzle and do something with that.
I mean, apparently Prusa does. Prusa slicer.
Supposedly.
That's what I use. Yeah.
But you only have one nozzle.
I know, but I could pretend.
You can do it and use them all and stuff.
Listen. I still look. I have the possibility in the software. I just don't have it in the hardware.
Well, you can set them. You can set them in any slicer. So I can set my H2D to have a 6mm or 4mm. It's fine, right? Until you try to print something and slice it. And then when you hit slice, it will. It says you can't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, my Prusa slicer does have that ability, but I just don't have the hardware for it yet.
I don't know that when you hit slice, if it will actually slice it.
Didn't they show a print of that happening?
They showed up printing while he said that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's interesting to me, because that lets you do something that is hard to do, which is print faster and stronger things by using like a 0.6 or a 0.8 nozzle.
Yeah.
And then set a couple of your other colors, or even the same color,
for the detail.
Yeah, for a detailed part of it. And that way, like if you want writing or fonts across the front of something, like normally if you do that with like a 0.8 nozzle, it is very hard to read. It's, you know,
it looks like shit.
So, but if you do it with like a 0.2 nozzle or 0.4, you can get a lot better detail. It looks nicer. But in Bamboo software, at least, and in Orca that I was using there for a while, you just can't. It will not let you.
I keep calling it Dolphin for some reason. Keep wanting to call it Dolphin. Orca, okay.
Yeah. It wouldn't let you. You could never slice something with two different size nozzles. Yeah. So, I was going to ask you about the Graphene OS thing that's going on. I don't know if you're familiar with Graphene.
Yep.
I was not before like today. I'd heard of it, but
super secure, super privacy based
if you have like
system.
Especially like a Google phone, apparently you can just like put it right on there and rock and roll. But it has a secondary pin. So normally you unlock your phone with a pin. It has an emergency pin, like a burner pin. So you put the other pin in and it just wipes your phone.
Yep.
And a guy at an airport was coming back from vacation, and apparently he's on the bad side of the current administration's feelings. And so they started accusing him of having something on his phone he wasn't supposed to have. And when they tried to get his phone, they asked him for his PIN, and he gave them the wipe my phone PIN, and they wiped his phone. And now he's brought up against federal charges of destroying something to stop it from becoming evidence or something. But what like
okay,
I don't know anything about this.
So
it's
legally I'm I'm out of my depth.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a lawyer answer. I'm just like Graphene OS, like what?
No, Graphene OS is great. Especially if you have your privacy concern. I use Brave browser. I'm privacy focused to some degree. I'm not as much as I should be. I should probably be more. So
we should probably all be more, but
yeah, correct. We just drove through your flock neighborhood.
Yeah. Very disappointing.
Very disappointing,
but not surprising.
However, unfortunately, I think that they probably are going to bust this guy. They're probably going to get him with some dumb legal destruction of
I think
of evidence loophole.
Well, yeah, the law is something to the effect of destroying evidence so that it cannot be recovered for whatever, or something like the same if you were like had committed some crimes and you were burning all your files as the police raided the place, kind of thing.
So what I would think that Graphene, the software creators of Graphene OS should do is make that burner pen boot up to like a basic bitch vanilla ass cell phone while it's deleting stuff in the background the whole time.
All right, so this is another excellent use for AI. It could generate a bunch of text messages.
Yeah.
And pictures of families.
Yeah.
Like, there's good uses.
Yeah, exactly.
This is it right here.
That's one of the good uses.
Generates a whole fake phone.
connects to airport Wi-Fi. Downloads a family.
Amazon search history, Pornhub, just everything. Just
some slightly embarrassing
just
bullshit.
A little bit, like.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm into fucking stepmoms.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. So, I like that. I think we should email the Graphene guys about this. I think they might really like that.
That's not a bad idea.
You do run the risk of AI putting bad things on your phone.
Just immediately, he's like, it's you and Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, they unlock your phone and like, there's you just literally committing crimes. Did you shoot that person?
Yeah, this is like a knife to someone's
Are those
throat.
puppies in that bag? You're throwing in the river? Like, it's just all bad. They'd have to use Grok for that, though.
That's the thing. That's the reason that whenever I do use it for work, I always say thank you at the end.
Yeah,
when AGI does come around, then I'll be one of the guys that was being nice to it the whole time.
I'm gonna be in trouble because I am not nice to Gemini. I'm not nice. And now they're even saying people who are like humanists and those kind of studies are even saying like you shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't just be mean and rude to like your AI people, your AI agents, because it will desensitize you and you'll get used to being like that and you'll start talking to normal people like that too.
That's actually like a psychological truth.
I don't think it is, because like I feel like I can be that way about lots of stuff. Like,
okay, so here's an example of why I think this, and it's slightly separated from what you're saying, but I've been watching a lot of episodes of the show Bones.
Mm-hmm. I've seen all of it.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, decapitation, and I feel like if I saw a decapitation in real life,
that's desensitizing you.
I know, but I feel like if I saw a decapitation in real life now, I would be less appalled about it now that I've seen a lot of decapitation.
I don't think it would push you towards decapitating someone, though.
Correct, but you can imagine that it can flow the other direction.
I do.
Yeah,
I like to think that I have enough depth as a human being to separate that, and I can just talk to my AI agent the same way I would talk to a boss in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade. You are not human.
That is true. Yes, you're correct.
But I can also see how other people wouldn't, so it's fine.
You can fall. You just especially because the large language models are so good at like kind of pretending to be. People are having as girlfriends and boyfriends now, so it's not hard to fathom that somebody could fall into the trap of thinking that that's how they interact with that person is how they should interact with everyone else. That's all I'm thinking.
Acceptable. Yes, it's an acceptable answer. I feel like you would almost have to have less experience interacting with real people, though, first. Like almost there's a prerequisite.
I mean, that's not uncommon now. No, I mean, think about like COVID raised teenagers or something like that.
Yeah, I have some. They're out there with their head and they're stuffed in the VR. I am very interested.
Okay, no, just one more thing.
No, go ahead.
Another good example is online gameplay, and people carrying that, especially like young people carrying their personas out into the real world. Like, you don't say that kind of stuff to people in the real world. You shouldn't say it in Call of Duty either, but at the same time, they just think that that's how people interact. Like, oh, this is how people interact now.
I think we've all met someone like that, like a kid, especially.
Yeah.
Where they just don't know.
No, and you're like, nope. No, that's not how the world works, bud.
Yeah. I have never even understood how that happens. Like, have you played games like that?
I don't play online games against people because, first of all, I am bad at them. And so I feel like a stupid piece of shit every single time I play. And secondly, I hate the chat.
Yeah.
All the time. I immediately mute.
100% on board with this. I'm the exact same. Like ever since it started, the first games I ever played, like Halo Unreal Tournament with Doug. I used to go over to Doug's. We play Halo Unreal, or not Halo, Unreal Tournament.
Unreal
not
Tournament.
Halo.
Yeah.
I don't know why I say Halo, because I'm old and stupid and have two old man things. But yeah, Unreal Tournament, and it was loads of fun. And even the chat wasn't that bad.
Well, that was proto.
That was
the proto before.
the seed. And there was just a little bit of name calling. Like there would, just a couple bombs would drop when someone got shot or something. And that was kind of the only experience I had with it. And then I come back to it, I don't know, forever later, like PS4 era later. And it's just insanity. Like, how do these people even live with themselves?
Yeah, like how do you look yourself in the mirror? That's the crazy thing. And it's like, I don't know. That's why I say desensitization is a real thing that happens to young people online, in not only violence but especially sex, porn and stuff like that. Like, oh, you think that's how interaction between a male and a woman work? That's not. But good luck.
Go give it a shot. See how that works out. See how that
works out for you.
But yeah, we talked about this a little bit last time. A lot of stuff seems like, I'm super curious on whether this is like a real phenomena, or if it's just the internet over reporting niche stuff with one CDs again. Like after we talked about it in the last like 2 weeks, I've seen like 50 articles about how CD sales have exploded just everywhere.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. And cassettes too for some reason, but that's a little weird. Cassettes are cool, but they kind of suck. But and then the Gen Z kids, which I mean, like Gen Z kids are pushing 20 now, or plus 20 plus, believe it or not, which is crazy. Are pushing back on a lot of technology stuff.
We're pushing like what, 50 now?
Damn. But yeah, they're there's like a new Luddite movement. I don't know if you've seen that, where people are just like trying to go out and do things without their phones. And
I mean, you've seen the that even in the tech landscape, with the phones that are basically like, this phone makes phone calls and does text.
I have seen that, but I don't know if anybody's buying them. That's my it's hard to tell how much of this is hype and how much it's just being over-reported like it's a big deal, because still day to day when we go out into the world, you don't see it. You still see just kids glued to their phones at schools. Like if you ever want to see something crazy, and is show up at a middle school 10 minutes before they open the doors in the middle school. Like, do you remember like the things that would go on outside of a school? Like there's kids mulling about everywhere, that kind of thing.
That doesn't happen anymore.
Even in grade schools, they'd be on the playground or whatever, right? Now what you have is like 200 kids standing in a weird blob, all staring at their crotch phone. Like, it's super weird. It's very surreal and
so yeah, that's I mean, there's a new, or maybe it's just a district within a state, but just the banning of cell phones, and like for kids, just can't have cell phones.
Oh yeah, I just hear something about that.
Which I think is fine. Like, you don't need your phone at school. Like,
yeah, they should
just
do that everywhere.
Passing out like you're passing out or whatever.
I have also seen a couple school districts have decided to just completely ditch the Chromebooks thing and just go back to, we're not using computers. We're just going to do it like normal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Dude, but not only does it stress the bottom line of the fund, the school's fiscal fund out to buy a bunch of Chromebooks that kids just piss on and fucking smash,
and they're crap anyway.
And
even when they're brand new, they suck. So it's like
it's like $100 like Chromebook.
Yes,
that it's gonna make people more frustrated about learning than anything else.
And the other crummy thing about them is they very much set a class specification on the neighborhood you live in, right? Yeah. So if you live in one neighborhood, you get the $100 Chromebook. You live in a different neighborhood, you get like
iPad.
You get like $1,000 iPad or so. Yeah, it's so. And the $100 Chromebook really sucks. Like the battery doesn't stay on, the screen is unreadable, the keyboard's got keys that don't work. I mean, like, you're at a disadvantage at this point.
Yeah.
So
yeah, as opposed to this person has pen and paper, this person has a pen and paper, right, or whatever.
Yeah. So there's a lot of bad things.
Or here's the book. We're using the exact same books. Like, don't get me started on fucking textbooks either.
Textbooks.
Steal textbooks, please. Anybody, go to Actually, let's look it up. I'm promote this right here.
Go well. While you're looking that up, I'm gonna do another shout out to the old Louis Rossman here. He's been he's been putting up some videos lately again. Of course, this is in classic style. He's he's doing something that I feel like more people need to do right now. And we had a conversation about this in the car, right? And that is literally saying to people like, it really doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on right now. He was referring to, this was about the graphene guy, the graphene case.
Okay.
It doesn't matter what side you're on. This is super bad. Like, this guy didn't commit any crimes, right? They just wanted to look at his phone because they didn't like a protest that he went to.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, yeah, no. This isn't even a political issue,
right? And that's
shouldn't be a political
right.
issue.
And that was his point to that whole the video. He put it out. It was today or maybe today or yesterday. It was 3 days ago. So yeah, and it was about this guy specifically, and then it addressed like literally like this should not be a political divide. Like no matter who you are, you still should have your privacy. And what's on your phone is yours, and it's on your phone. You shouldn't have to share it unless somebody has a warrant.
No, unless somebody can make money off of it.
Well, there's that too. But that's a little more your choice because you do know and you know what you're doing, right? But we do have like protection with legal protections on our stuff. And this
you didn't read the end user license agreement?
Not against them, but against the police and the government. And we should all expect that. And he's right.
That's kind of actually how the government's acting like right now, because they're like, oh, no, there's a bunch of secret end user license agreement bullshit that you didn't even think about.
Oh, yeah.
I know it's not. No, it's on the back of the Constitution.
Yeah, it's on the back in fine print. Yeah, sorry, we didn't show you that. And then actually the first part of it voids the front. So
yeah.
And we have your signature on it. You signed the Constitution. Remember that?
Yeah, remember John Hancock?
Check the box in the bottom. When did my signature become a check?
But yeah, go to Anna's Archive or Libre 3 or Library Genesis or Z Library. Don't give these fucking vultures your money for textbooks if you're going to college. It's disgusting business. It's predatory. You should steal all the free information. Information should be free. Except when you want to be private. Sometimes someone wants a goon in their basement. A flat camera shouldn't catch that.
Do you have anything else you want to talk about? Or is that a wrap?
Me talking about goon is the last thing.
Last thing. Well, then the last thing I'm going to say is I think the lesson for the week then is the quote that I keep saying, and that is, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing.
Correct?
So, that's it.
If buying isn't owning, piracy is not stealing. Good words to live by.
All right, boys.
Let's do it.
Do it. Love you.
Love you too. Bye. David Bowie was weird.